Good evening, everyone. My name is Brooke Taylor, and as you can tell from my background, from the ribbons and the numbers, I am a beloved horse person. I've probably been in this industry for around a decade now, riding, caring for horses, and just learning all I can about them. Horses have always been a big part of my life, but over time I've realized that being a horse person isn't just about being in the saddle. It's about understanding how the world sees us as well. That leads to something that more and more people in this industry have started talking about, which is social license to operate. Now, you may be asking, what is social license to operate? It is an unwritten approval by the public that gives an activity or industry approval to continue, basically. It is not a law, and it is not physical by any means. You do not apply for it. It is simply just trust from the public in an industry. If that is lost, it can cause serious consequences in specifically the horse industry, including more government regulations, media backlash, and in some cases, complete termination of the sport together. So even though it's not official or legal, it can be the difference between continuing or losing our sport. And unfortunately, the equestrian industry is especially at risk of losing this trust. Why, you may ask? Horses are emotional animals, and they cannot talk to us. They connect with people, and because of that, the public holds us to a higher standard. A single controversial image or story in one discipline, like racing or jumping or eventing, can often damage a reputation of the whole industry. We've seen this happen before. People on the outside often raise concerns about harsh training equipment, the physical and mental stress of competition, what happens to horses after a first career, and quite simply, why are we sitting on their back? Organizations like FEI, which is the Federal Equestrian International, and USCF, which is United States Equestrian Federation, have made big efforts to address these concerns, but the public image is still in scrutiny. In this age, social media can make things spiral even faster. Social media has given the public a much bigger voice and a much faster access to information. As a video can go viral in minutes and shape how millions of people view our sport, whether the video shows the full story or not. An example in the 2020 Olympic modern pentathlon included a rider from Germany having a hard time where the horse was refusing to go forward, refusing to jump, and the rider was so flustered she was repeatedly whipping the horse, kicking it with its spurs on, and to further make the story worse, her coach reached over the rail and tried punching the horse. The reaction from the public was immediate and intense. Eventually, the entire riding part of the pentathlon was removed. And that shows how quickly social license to operate can be lost. And now, how do we protect that? How do we protect a way to keep our horses working? Maintaining a social license means being proactive and transparent. And the equestrian industry is working to keep that trust by enforcing welfare standards. Organizations like the USEF and FEI enforce clear rules and standards that protect the horse's welfare. Judges and stewards and staff are trained to step in when horses are mistreated, and even if it's unintentional. And educating on training tools. Things like spurs, draw reins, crops, whips are often misunderstood by those outside of the sport. Used correctly, they are amazing tools for communication and bettering our horses, not as punishment, but in the wrong hands, they can be a form of abuse. And that's why educating both riders and the public about how to use tools and when to use them is the most important. And highlighting positive practices. It is not just about fixing what is wrong, it is about showing what is right. Programs like racehorse rehabilitation and second career placements are great examples of responsible horsemanship that public needs to see more of, as well as setting examples. Professionals in our sport set the tone for everyone else. If a top rider prioritizes horse welfare, so will the younger and amateur riders. If the public sees even a few bad examples, they will often assume the worst of the entire community. These steps are all a bigger part of this goal to protect the future of equestrian sports. The social license to operate may be invisible and intangible, but it's very real and very powerful. The equestrian industry depends on public trust, and trust that can be shaken through one moment, one video, or one mistake. By improving welfare standards, educating the public, and setting better examples, we can make sure that the public sees the truth, that we love and care deeply for our horses. Understanding and protecting the social license isn't just a smart idea, it's an essential idea to making sure that this sport continues for future generations. Thank you.